In 1903, Orville and Wilbur Wright made history at Kitty Hawk, North Carolina. The world celebrated. Newspapers declared it the greatest achievement in human history. Mankind had finally conquered the sky, except that ancient India had already done it thousands of years earlier. Not in theory, not in mythology, not in legend, in precise, detailed engineering specifications written in Sanskrit describing aircraft so advanced that modern. Engineers cannot fully explain how the technology worked. In 2015, a paper presenting reconstructed designs from these ancient texts was submitted to an international aerospace conference. The reaction from the scientific community was not dismissal. It was silence. This is the story of the Vimanas, ancient India's flying machines. Chapter 1, the ancient texts. The Vimanas appear in dozens of ancient Sanskrit texts spanning thousands of years, including the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. The Vaimanika Shastra is unlike any other ancient document. It describes them as an engineer. Wood, with technical specifications and material requirements. The text describes 30 different types of aircraft. It names specific metals required, metals that need to be lightweight and heat-resistant. It describes the power source, a mercury vortex engine that generates a rotating plasma field, capable of producing lift without conventional propulsion. Chapter 2, the mercury vortex engine. The text calls it the Guha Garbha Yantra. When heat is applied, the mercury begins to spin in the 1990s. NASA engineers began exploring magneto-hydrodynamic propulsion using rotating plasma fields. The principle is identical to the Vaimanika Shastra. Chapter 3, the Ramayana's Pushpaka Vimana. The most famous is the Pushpaka Vimana, the flying palace of Ravana, believed to be 7,000 years old. The text describes a vehicle that moves silently, responds to mental commands, and travels at the speed of thought. The author accurately describes Sri Lanka's geography, ocean currents, and plant species that modern science has only recently verified. Chapter 4, the conference that shocked the world. In 2015, the Indian Science Congress presented engineering designs based on ancient aviation technology. Aerospace engineers noted that technical details in the Shastra demonstrated knowledge of aerodynamics that could not have been guessed. Chapter 5, the evidence on the ground across India. Ancient temples contain carvings that archaeologists struggle to explain within a conventional framework. The Virupaksha temple contains stone carvings depicting objects with wings, cockpit structures, and what appear to be propulsion units. The Mahabharata describes a weapon called the Brahmastra that creates a blinding flash of light and an enormous explosion. In 1945, Robert Oppenheimer was asked if the Trinity test was the first nuclear explosion. He said it was the first in modern times. Ancient India produced texts of extraordinary technical sophistication the Vimanas appear in. Those same texts described with engineering precision. Modern science has not proven they existed, but it hasn't proven they didn't. This is India untold. Subscribe for more.